Hey, what's up everyone? Sam here. So business is a dog-eat-dog world. If you come up with a game-changing idea, you better patent it and hold the legal right to it. Otherwise, competitors will swoop in and steal your idea. However, even having a patent can sometimes be pointless to savvy businessmen. So in this list, I'll be showing you $5 million ideas that were stolen. Number 5. Monopoly. The massively popular board game Monopoly had quite a rocky start. You see, it was actually invented all the way back in 1903 by Lizzie Magie. At the time, it wasn't called Monopoly, but rather the landlord's game. The game was never meant to be a massive commercial success, but rather as a tool to help teach people how unfair land ownership can be. As time went on, the game became popular among students, but wasn't a household game as it is today. 30 years go by, and in the 1930s, an unemployed heater salesman named Clarence B. Darrow saw the game. He saw the potential it had and decided to patent it as his own. He then sold the rights to Monopoly to a toy company called Parker Brothers, and the rest is history. Number 4. Graphical User Interface. When it comes to computing, one of the biggest breakthroughs was the graphical user interface. Without it, computers would be ridiculously difficult to use. Imagine still having to punch in commands to make your computer do something rather than just clicking an icon. The invention of the GUI goes back to 1981. Xerox were actually the first company to develop a fully functioning GUI. However, it's widely believed that Apple did it first. You see, Apple did visit Xerox in the early 80s and essentially copied their idea. Apple did, however, give them some stock in exchange for these visits. In fact, Apple even hired some of Xerox's best engineers to help them develop the Apple Macintosh. A lawsuit was filed against Apple, but the case was thrown out. Arguably, the GUI is the reason why Apple became a multi-billion-dollar company even before the iPhone or iPod ever existed. Number 3. Radio. Nikola Tesla was one of the greatest inventors ever to have lived. In the 1890s, he even invented radio. He came about the invention when he realized he could transmit messages over long distances using his Tesla coils if they resonate at the same frequency. In 1900, he even got a patent for his radio. Around the same time, however, a young Italian inventor called Marconi was working on his version of the radio. He tried to patent his version of the radio, but they were refused since Tesla got there first. Marconi then started experimenting with some of Tesla's inventions, and even Tesla was okay with it, stating that Marconi is a good fellow, let him continue, he is even using 17 of my patents. However, all that changed in 1904 when the US Patent Office decided to award Marconi credit for the radio. Tesla tried to sue but didn't have the financial power to pursue it. It wasn't until 1943, after Tesla had died, that the patent was restored to him. Number 2. Pong. If you ask someone what the first video game was, most people would tell you that it was Pong, a very basic tennis-type game that was extremely addictive. The truth is, Pong wasn't the first game. In fact, it was a complete rip-off of another game that came out on the Odyssey console. The company that made the first game was called Magnavox, and 2 years later, Atari copied it and called it Pong. However, Magnavox did successfully sue Atari for royalties. Number 1. AccuDuck. This product isn't as big as the others on this list, but the story behind it is just ridiculous. The AccuDuck is a little device that essentially extends the faucet so young children can reach the water. The inventor is a mother herself and thought the idea could be useful for other families. So she got it produced and started selling it. Not long after, she noticed a large company called Prince Lionheart selling an almost identical device. Now, she didn't have a patent for the AccuDuck yet, but she was furious that a company would rip off her product. She had to somehow prove that she made the device first, and the answer lay in one of Prince Lionheart's advertisements. Amazingly, Prince Lionheart didn't just steal her product idea, but also stole the images that she took. She took these pictures of a child using her product, and in Prince Lionheart's advert, you could see that they photoshopped the child's hands to show off their rip-off version. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat. All my details are on screen and in the description below. But otherwise, once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, feed your mind.